Hey guys, and welcome. I'm Freya, and today we're going to be playing Slow Damage. So, for all of you lovelies out there, Slow Damage is by the same creators of Dramatical Murder, which I absolutely love that game. It actually kind of got me into the BL games. I quite like this creator. So it's Nitro Chirol. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So this game came out in 2021, but the English release came out in 2022. So I will have, if anyone's interested, I'll have a link in where you can buy the English version. The Japanese version, if anyone wants to know where to get that, I guess I could drop that link down below too. No, it's not on Steam, I don't think. The only place I was able to find it is online, but I'll drop those links down below in the description for anyone who's interested. It's about, I think, like $25 right now, US dollars. I did play a little bit of it just to make sure that is in fact the right game, so that's what this is. Otherwise you start here. I'm gonna do a new one. So this game, just like with Dramatical Murder, it's a mature game. So there's going to be mature themes. If that bothers you, you might want to skip out on this series. I think I'm only going to do one route, and if people are interested, I'll do the other ones. But we'll do one route this time around. So just for everyone who wants to know the content warning, it is a very mature game. So it is going to have sex scenes in it, as well as swearing and all sorts of things. So content warning right now is the story contains mature themes with references to human trafficking, child abuse, self-injury, medical malpractice, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and gender dysphoria that may not be suitable for all players sensitive to these topics. So if it bothers you, like I said, maybe sit out of this one, okay? And then I'll go back to more of the for all ages Otome games. But I did want to do a mature game. I will try to censor as much as possible for YouTube. Over time, I will keep these files. So I may, if I do create a Patreon, I may release the unedited version or uncensored version for all of you. But we'll see how that goes. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Also, this game has voice acting. So you'll, unfortunately, you know, you'll have to not hear my terrible voice acting. So you'll hear their voice acting. I'll just read the lines that are him thinking, or the main character's thoughts in their head. I'll read those out, but everything else, I'll just let the Japanese voice actors take over. It is translated in English, so you'll have to read. But, you know, we're fine with that, right? We all know how to read, right? Okay, without further ado, let's go. Yeah, I already saw the tutorial. I can skip that. The human heart is soft like a fistful of fine sand. So, you must be very careful with how you handle it. I'm not quite sure how to describe it. I never imagined my wish would come true. You've made me so I feel like I'm gonna be obsessive stalker. All right, let's go. Who made us happy? Oh, oh. They fix my roof. Yes. Oh, rain. I love rain. It started to rain. Yeah? That it did? We are an artiste. Mindlessly, I moved my brush. Patter of the rain mingled with the faint scritching of paint spreading across the canvas. The sound slowly filled my empty head. Oh. I feel like my insides were melting. Melting in the heat of the dark desire I had just harvested. Huh. Before that feeling faded away entirely, I need to get it out of my system. I need to capture it on the canvas. Are we painting with blood? That would be interesting. Like layers of fear. I'm using people's body parts as canvas and blood for their paint. Interesting. Coming. What do you want?
Oi. Oi. 起きろ。いつまで寝てるんだ?
No such thing. 15 hours a day is more than... That is perfect. Familiar deep voice spoke into my ear, summoning me back from the waking world. It was morning or closer to noon? Or was it later than that? I slept like the dead and my perception of time was shot. Lifted my head from the sofa where I lay face down. That sounds comfy. My eyelids were practically glued shut. Oh, I had that. I had that before. Blinking, I forced them open. What time had I gone to bed last night? Definitely sometime past midnight. At some point, I passed out on the sofa. That's my daily routine, you know? I don't go to sleep until well into the wee hours of the morning.
もう昼だぞ。
Oh.
出勤時間はとうに過ぎてる。
Oh. At this, I sluggishly pushed myself up into a sitting position. I wonder if I can go into auto mode. No, I'm not. Hi. You're kind of scruffy and cute. The other man peered closely at me, exuding orange smoke. This was Rase Takuma, or Taku for short. Orange smoke. Interesting.
お前な、常々思ってるんだ。
No.
本当に働く気があるのか?
Not obviously not.
ああ。おい、ちゃんと目を見て返事しろ。
I looked up into Taku's reproachful eyes. Well, I guess I can't read still. His brow was furrowed deeply. So I spoke and grabbed a pack of cigarettes off the coffee table, pulled one out, and put it between my lips. Ugh, I hate smoking. Disgusting habit.
あのな、悠長にタバコを吸ってる暇があるなら、とっとと起きて支度しろってんだ。
I'm kind of blocking things. Give me a second. Let me scurry on. Let me all the way over. Then I'll be blocking other people. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Am I good? Okay. Nope. Ah. Okay. Surprised I lit up my cigarette and took my first slow drag. Taku reached out and ruffled my hair. Don't touch my hair. Yeah, don't frickin' touch my hair. I hate when people do that. I shook my head slightly to knock his hand away. Yeah, ugh. Don't touch my hair. Taku Haku let out an exaggerated sigh. His other arm carried a stack of clean clothes. He was a sort of busybody who would periodically come into my apartment and clean and do laundry. Ugh, I hate that. Oh, thank you. According to him, it would turn into a pigsty otherwise. And he was correct.
ここに置いておくぞ。
Okay. Set the clean laundry on the bed, then turned to the door.
しかしこの部屋、ほんと油臭いよな。
今更だろ。
まあ、別に嫌いじゃないよな。
Yeah, paint doesn't smell that bad.
あ、それとお前、またテレビつけっぱなしだったぞ。
So now I'm
いい加減
blocking
ちゃんと
him.
消してから寝ろよ。
I'm blocking him. I don't want to be up top either. So I'm gonna, I don't know. Give me a quick, let me see. Alright, let me move. Let me move all the way over here. We'll just, I'll just be blocking some of the text, and then when we get to the fun scenes, I'll just disappear. How about that? We all good? Yeah? 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 Yes? We all good on that? Right. Okay. All good now. Alright, so now... Oh! Touching the thing. Doesn't like me getting too close to the right side.
多分な。
多分ってなんだ。
He seems really
それじゃ
quiet.
下で待ってるぞ。早く来いよ。
Hang on, let me... How do I get to the... how do I get to the options menu? Okay. I wonder if I can turn the audio up. Text speed. Make that go up to 60. Audio. Playback. Sound. Here we go. Background music. Voice volume. All the way up. Voice clip volume. All the way up. Sound effects. They're fine. Sound effects volume. Let's turn that down to 80. 70, 80. Let's do 80. Most important thing is the freaking voices for me. Background music. Let's turn that. Yeah, I'll keep it at 80 as well. And you can turn off the voices if you don't like someone's voice. But I like to hear their voices. So we shall do that. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. All right. Okay. And with that, he left. Okay. Hopefully we can hear them better now. They're very quiet. Very quiet. This paint smell could be traced to the stuff I piled over in the corner. A bunch of canvases, a slapdash collection of paints, a well-worn palette, and a handful of brushes. A forest of rectangular canvases and a disorganized pile of paints, old worn-out palettes, and brushes. The fumes didn't bother me, or maybe I was just used to them by now. Yeah, it's probably that one. Oh, there he is. I leaned back against the sofa, a cigarette between my lips, forcing my fuzzy brain to think. What happened yesterday? Bit back a yawn. My body felt like lead. Jeez, man. Oh, I have a friend who has a scar like that on their chest. They had... Was it heart surgery? So they had this scar right there. Oh, that's right. Yesterday I'd gone out late at night to drink at the usual place. Then some rando started talking to me. I was totally blitzed, so when they invited me to leave, I jumped at the chance without even looking at him. That's not healthy. They led me into a narrow alleyway. For some reason, we were both so horny we started screwing right there. Ew. In the alley? Dirty. And I couldn't tell you why I was so worked up. My back ached from being slammed up against the brick wall. The guy wasn't much of a lay. Well, that's depressing. How old was he? 20? No, maybe early 30s? Regardless, I must have accidentally taken too many pills when I got home because I slept like a log. It was Taku who prescribed them to me in the first place, since I've always been kind of an insomniac. On the nights I didn't take them, I'd either have terrifying nightmares or I'd drift in and out of sleep all night long, sometimes until noon. Last night I was so drunk I couldn't remember how many I'd taken. Nothing new though. I knew you weren't supposed to take medicine with alcohol in your system. As a result, I always felt like shit. Taka kept telling me knock it off, but I had no plans to stop. Pinched the cig between my fingers, drew my sleeve to my nose, and took a whiff. I reeked of booze, smoke, and sweat. Lovely combo. I knew Taku wanted me downstairs ASAP. I needed a shower. Last time I went to work in this state, the elderly patients all gave me dirty looks. Yeah, you need to smell, okay? You're working in the clinic. Cigarette in mouth, I rose to my feet and stretched. But then I became aware of my empty stomach. The idle realization that my body was hungry. I slipped my gaze over the table and floor. I saw it wasn't food, but booze. Come on, man, eat something. I seem to remember leaving a half-empty bottle somewhere around here, but couldn't find it. Did Taku move it? If so, he probably put it back in the fridge. But to me, getting stuff out of the fridge was too much effort. How I understand that feeling. If you offered me food or alcohol, I'd take the booze without hesitation. Food never interested in me much. You a vampire? With nothing to drink, my only option was to take one last drag, then crush a cigarette in the ashtray. Yeah, that kind of tricks your stomach. I don't cigs are gross though, so I don't recommend it. Get some gum, it kind of does the same trick. As I exhaled gray smoke, I trudged into the bathroom and stepped into the shower stall. I'll take that shower so you don't stink. I wouldn't want a doctor who reeked of booze and cigarettes to work on me, to be perfectly honest. Ooh! Nice intro. Who's he? I'm going that route. What's his name? Ray? What's his name? Going the Pretty Blondies route. Wait, was that a vampire? Are there vampires in this? I like that intro. That was a good intro. Nice. I really like that. That was cool. Like the jazzy intro. Tokyo, year 2020X. Oh, exposition dump time. All right, let's go. After Japan went to great lengths to host the Olympic Games, the international sporting event ended in record-breaking failure. Actually, if you look into it, every country who hosts the Olympics goes into severe debt. They never make their money back. It's always a bad thing. Burdened by the massive debt, the nation was plunged into economic insecurity. Yeah. The poverty rate, which had been slowly growing since the late 2010s, showed no signs of abating. Then, starting in the early 20s, the gulf between the rich and the poor widened dramatically. Young people in particular are especially impoverished, and the underemployment rate soared to more than 60% of both men and women. Ugh. Hey, it sounds like kind of modern day. Everyone can't afford anything. Even with a full-time job, they knew they would be overworked and underpaid, thus the suicide rate shot up. Yeah. Yeah. It's, sounds like today. Work a full-time job and can't afford anything. Also increasing exponentially among young people for the first time ever, homelessness and crime rates. Yep. Hitting home real bad. Oh, God. Most people have to move back in with their parents. The nation of Japan was visibly heading into decline. This was a major recession on a historic level. That's too bad. That's very bad. One outlier was Shinkomi. Previously called Tokyo Waterfront City, this was the only part of the country where casinos were legally allowed to operate. As a result, it was reestablished as a special economic zone. But the government's infamous casino bill received criticism on all sides. At the start of construction, their contractor, the Takasado Gumi, was suspected of rigging bids for the contract. Sounds about right. Oh my gosh. The corruption on so many levels, man. Hang on, I need chapstick. The lips are all jacked up right now. Sorry. It's cold. My lips are all chapped. Okay. That should be good. Sorry about that. Okay. After a tremendous struggle, they eventually settled on a more realistic proposal. The bill would only legalize small-scale public casinos in specific areas. When the dust settled, all that remained was a steel frame monument on a vacant lot and a community of prostitutes and vagrants. Yeah. But then there came a turning point. Look at that emblem. What family are you? The leader of the Takasato Gumi, Takasato Ryujiro, offered to buy the whole thing and take over operations. Everyone assumed it would end in failure, but as it turned out, he received a great deal of funding behind the scenes. Yeah, sounds like a Yakuza family, which I think they are. In this dark era, the people wanted someone to take charge. Wanted people to change things so they could So they clung to the first ray of hope they thought they saw. Plagued with crushing national debt and a dying economy, the government had no other option. I mean, a short time later, after agonizing debate, the Takasato Gumi was given full control of Shinkomi development and operations. Unopposed the subsequent amendment to the casino bill, which slashed the public-only requirement. Woo, look at that. A year later, the city was overflowing with people in pursuit of liberty and money. Lured in by the all-encompassing resort facility, international tourism increased by 60%. Also, Shinkomi became known as Japan's biggest casino resort. Office buildings and recreational attractions sprang up one after another, creating a massive entertainment district. Next came the residential business districts, and after that, Shinkomi became the one bright spot amid the devastating depression. Meanwhile, it required a certain amount of aggressive force to control a world full of unspoken rules. Yep, that's where the Yakuza comes in. They got an iron fist. The Shinkomi brought Japan's economy back to life. The Takasato Gumi began to expand their control. I will get better at pronouncing this. My Japanese is just... It's in there somewhere. Eventually, when the attack threats stopped working, the government designated Shinkomi as a special administrative region. After that, the Takasato Gumi essentially had their own little nation that they could govern as they saw fit. Yeah, like a city-state type thing. Whew. But this slapdash prosperity was never destined to last long. Nope. Everything began to decline at a slow, leisurely pace. Yep, as they do. Now, more than a decade later, in the year 2000-something. Ooh, it got bigger. Oh, yeah, there's that dead spot right there. It's very beautiful. Look at that. Look at all the colors. That's depressing. Generation born during the decline of the early 21st century were henceforth called the hapless children. Day in and day out, they traveled to the business district either to forget their chronic depression or earn enough money to eat that day. That's too bad. So beautiful. Look at that. The casino industry was still thriving, but the bubble had burst. Yep. And Shikomi started to decay. criminal activity became more common. Yep. Nevertheless, with one last shred of hope in their hearts, they lingered in this lawless town. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta move. Ooh, look at that water effect. It's pretty. Look at that. How pretty that is. Ooh. Oh, beautiful. This has very beautiful colorization so far. It's very pretty. I'm not a very technical person. Leave me alone. I'll say it in my very uneducated words. It's no use. This just isn't enough. Not anymore. Oh, that's too bad. I don't know what you're talking about, but that's sad. Oh, pretty flower. Chapter 1. Okay, let's go. Alright. So I saw a vampire in there in the intro, and I saw a pretty boy with beautiful blonde hair. So I'm gonna go after pretty boy with blonde hair. I don't know what his personality is like, but his design caught me. On a quiet corner of a residential block. Murase Clinic. Murase? I think. A clinic stood concealed among the rows of prefab houses. This tiny clinic first opened 7 years ago. Privately owned and operated by Murase Takuma himself. Specializing in internal medicine, dermatology, and gastroenterology. Whew. I know those words. Dr. Murase had an upstanding reputation that attracted patients not just from the local neighborhood, but workers from businesses from the business district too. That's really cool. The clinic opened its doors somewhat late at 10 a.m. From 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m., Taku would take a long lunch, and then, wow, that is a long lunch. That's like, what, an hour and a half? That is a long lunch. 2 to 3. No, that's 1:30 to 2. That's about 2 hours-ish, maybe? I don't know. That's way too long. Then after he got back, he'd stay open until 1 a.m. Why is he... That's weird. His unusual hours were dearly appreciated by night workers who couldn't find time to go to the doctor otherwise. I had a part-time job here at this clinic. In exchange for low wages, Taku let me sleep in the apartment upstairs on the top floor of the clinic. I guess that's why he wants it to not stink. Below that, the second floor was home to the secondary medical ward full of hospital cots. The primary medical ward was down on the first floor next to the exam room. As for Taku himself, he didn't live here at the clinic. I never asked for his job or rented room. I never asked for this job or this rented room. It was all his idea. He wanted me to build character or something. That was why he never fired me, no matter how badly I overslept. Conversely, you could say he didn't put any stock in me whatsoever. He has zero... he doesn't... he doesn't expect... He has zero expectations. He thinks that lowly of him. I didn't find it since it would only create more of a hassle, but wasn't interested in improving my life. If he got sick of me and threw me out on the street, then so be it. Wow, what a pessimistic way to look at things. I felt no fear toward the future. Not because I couldn't picture it, but because I had no real sense of urgency. I knew it would all work out regardless. Or maybe I just didn't have anything left to lose. That's probably what it is, more like. As soon as I walked out of the bathroom, a yawn escaped my lips. I hadn't bothered to dry my hair. Sleepily, I scanned the room with one blurry eye. What happened to his eye? That's a pretty little pocket watch? On a whim, my gaze settled on the pocket watch, hanging on the easel in the corner of the room. I couldn't remember when or where I got it, but Ray put it on the easel after he found it lying around somewhere in the room. That was a few years back. The watch itself has stopped, but I didn't feel like winding it, so basically it was there for decoration. It's a very interesting watch. Instead of a non-functioning pocket watch, I looked up at the wall clock. It was past 11:15 a.m. If I didn't hurry down to the first floor, Taku was going to come raging up here any minute now. Didn't he say it was noon? Did we go back in time by an hour? I thought he said it was noon. Maybe I just misread that. I got dressed and left the apartment without bothering to lock it behind me. Then I walked to the elevator and pressed the down button. There was nothing in that apartment worth stealing anyway. I mean, yeah. I guess. Okay. I rode the elevator down to the first floor, then headed to the waiting room. Sitting at the reception desk where I worked was an uptight guy by the name of Arimura Tsukasa. Hey, Tsukasa. Hi. Sorry I'm late. When he spotted me, he scowled, rose to his feet, and left the desk. The look on his face screamed, "You're late." Technically, I was supposed to be covering the reception desk, but Arimura must have come in to cover for me. This happened on occasion, and that occasion happened a lot. Oh my gosh. An aura of faded blue swayed around Arimura. I called this colorful aura smoke. Apparently only I could see it. Each person had their own unique color, smoke, which shifted depending on their mental state. Oh. Most obvious change happened when someone was angry. The color would get muddy. Oh, it's like the aura. Like people have different colored aura, you know? That's interesting. So we can see aura. No clue when I first started seeing it. From what I could remember, I used to think everyone could see it. Once I found out that wasn't the case, I stopped telling people about it. Was it some kind of superpower? Eh, probably not. More than likely, it was proof that something was wrong with me, like a hallucination. Hence, I generally didn't give it much thought.
Yo.
Called out to Arimura in spite of his resting bitch face. Hey, I have one of those. He was the most reliable nurse Murase Clinic had. Nurse, whenever his shift ended, he would go downtown to go drinking at a gay bar. Apparently, I wasn't his type.
Toa-san.
Well, you wouldn't be my type either if you were constantly making come in and cover your shift for you. I'd be pretty pissed.
遅れて悪かったって。
いいえ、それは今更なのでもういいです。それより、自分宛ての荷物はちゃんと持って行ってください。
ああ。
放置するなら処分しますから。
All mail delivered to the clinic was taken to the staff room. Arimura was in charge of sorting it. Sometimes I would buy art supplies or books online. Other than that, I never got any packages. So if I received anything else in the mail, I just assumed it was junk and didn't bother collecting it.
それでいいよ。
His eyes narrowed further, but I ignored him and stepped into the staff room. The reception desk and the staff room were divided by a single curtain. I pushed past it and arrived in the reception desk interior. Arimura gave me a dirty look and walked off down the hall. I do have to say, we are a cutie. From here on, I would spend the next few hours bored out of my skull. The clinic was quiet, peaceful, and utterly devoid of stimulus. As it should be, it's a hospital. I called the next patient up to pay their bill. Then I set their medical exam card, insurance card, itemized bill, and prescription on the counter. Robotically, I processed payment. Then, biting back another yawn, I called for the next patient to proceed to the exam room. Yeah, the repetitiveness of a job. Ugh, I hate it too. Trust me, I don't think anyone likes it. Today, my shift ended in the afternoon, so I headed back to my apartment. I lounged lazily on the sofa for a while. Then after the clinic closed, I headed back downstairs. No real reason. I was just bored of my apartment. Oh, hi.
今日も働いたな。
As I sat slumped on a bench in the empty waiting room, Taku walked out from the hallway. His orange smoke hanging over him. I can't read. stretching his arms up, he turned his head from side to side, cracking his neck so loudly I half wondered if he broke something.
お疲れ。
Didn't mean a word of it, though. He snorted at me.
寝坊常習犯に言われたくないな。
ちゃんと働いただろ。
そう言いたければ朝はちゃんと起きろよ。俺。
What? He pulled something out of his coat pocket and tossed it to me. I caught it and looked down. It was a can of coffee.
入れてくれないのか？
お前なんか缶コーヒーで十分だ。
You don't. I agree. That being said, he was still treating me to a free drink as a token of his appreciation. Taku bought canned coffee in bulk and kept the staff room fridge stocked at all times for his exact reason. That's a nice boss. Sometimes, when he was feeling up to it, he'd make fresh coffee instead, but for the most part, he took the faster, easier option.
備品の発注と掃除終わりました。
Oh, who's this peppy one? Right as I cracked open the can, the exam room door opened and a bubbly voice rang out. Oh! Hello! Hello, hello, cutie blondie. Or white, brown, pink? Whatever. Cutie. It was Izumi Ray, one of the other part-timers. His main job was at a bar called Roost, but since they didn't open until 5 p.m., he would often pick up shifts at the clinic to fill the time. Evidently, he wasn't working at Roost tonight since he was still here this late. Our clinic employed 2 nurses, 4 part-timers, and 1 doctor.
お、ありがとな。
That's quite a staff. Smiling, Taku looked over at Ray and raised his hand in acknowledgement. Whew, I think I'm just trying to read too fast.
全然いいのよ。気にしないで。
お疲れ。
You're cute, Ray. I like his little earrings too. They're cute. I like him. I'm going to. He will be mine. I'm going to chase him. But as soon as Ray laid eyes on me, he stormed right over to me. Oh,
ちょっと。
what?
お
Hello?
あんた今日も寝坊したでしょ。有村君に仕事を押し付けて。
少しだけだろ。
He's cute. He's very cute. I like him.
開き直らないの。寝坊は寝坊よ。
Put his hand on his hips and scolded me like he was my mom. He's cute. I like him. Oh, he's all gold. But his smoke was bright yellow, and since it was a swing, I could tell he wasn't really that angry. Born to a Japanese father and an English mother, he had a well-sculpted face. Because of this, he was wildly popular with our patients, particularly the women. I find him cute too.
もうあんまり迷惑かけないようにしてよね。
This pinkish
有
brown
村
hair.
君とっても真面目に働いてくれてるんだから。
そうだそうだ。もっと言ってやれ。
Taku leaned back against the reception counter and cracked open his can with a smirk. Believe it or not, he was pretty well liked too. Hiding beneath that stubble and post-work fatigue was a manly, rough-hewn face. He does have a kind of a cute face too, not necessarily my type. Plus, the patients all praised his warm bedside manner. For them, his messy hair and stubble was rugged rather than lazy. Weird how this somehow never applied to me. Well, that's because you have to get, if your clothes are nicely kept, you still got that stubble, it just looks like rugged, but if your whole, like, entirety is sloppy, then that's lazy. It's all about them clothes and, you know, the eyes too.
そういや有村君は帰ったか。
とっくの昔に。
Yeah. Hey, cutie. He's cute. I'm totally going after Ray.
そうか。今日はいつもより長く入ってくれて助かったよ、レイ。
どういたしまして。お礼はスイーツでもいいのよ。
ファミレスのパフェでいいか。
オッケー。
As I watched their conversation from the sidelines, my gaze drifted to talk.
疲れてるな。
ん？
疲れてる。顔が。
おう。
Romancing, touched his cheek and sighed. Granted, he always looked tired, but lately it was more noticeable than ever.
何？疲れてるの？寝不足？
それもあるが、気疲れだ。
気疲れ？
He let out an even bigger sigh.
うちの患者さん、夜の仕事についてる人も多いだろ？
Mm-hmm.
そうね。昼間はお年寄りや子連れの人もいるけど、深夜になると男女関係なく夜の仕事の人が増えるわね。
ま、その中には事情があって働いてるって人も結構いてな。診察中に悩みを相談されることもあるわけだ。
Oh.
悩みって、ああ、
Don't
メ
hit
ンタ
your...
ル面でってことか。
そうだ。家庭の事情だったり、友人や知人には簡単に話せないような重い話だったりな。
Yeah.
心の方は専門外だから治療できんが、相談があった時はできる限り話を聞くようにはしてる。無下にするわけにもいかないし、それで患者さんの心が少しでも軽くなるならいいだろう。
そうね。
で、悩み相談ってのは前からちょくちょくあったんだが、どうも最近そういう患者さんが多くてな。
多い？増えたってこと？
うん。少し前までは1週間に1人2人くらいだったんだが、明らかに増えてる。
I wonder why.
それに、
He seemed to remember something. He stopped short and looked away.
切羽詰まった患者さんが増えた気がするんだ。話をしているうちに泣き出したり、いきなり声を荒げたりとかな。
たまに診察室から怒鳴り声が聞こえてくるけど、あれってそういうことだったんだ。
できることならメンタルケアもしてやりたいとは思うんだが、そうもいかないからな。
Yeah, you need a trained professional for that.
ただ、感情が高ぶってる状態の患者をないがしろにするわけにもいかんだろ？
そうね。最近診察時間がやけに長い患者さんがいるなぁとは思ってたけど、
どう対応したらいいものかってずっと考えてるんだが。
Rubbing the back of his hand, Taku let out his third sigh of the night. But really, was it any wonder that more and more of his patients were starting to have mental health problems? Yeah, I mean, in the environment you live in. Over the past decade, Japan's younger generation has been plunged into extreme poverty. A few years ago, you'd see people on TV yelling about the 20, 30 age demographic's inability to save money, find a stable career, but now it was even worse. These days, you saw women curled up in their underwear on the sidewalk while men started fights and mugged strangers. Young teenagers would dress in slutty clothes to work the corners. That's too bad. Compared to 10 years ago, there were a lot of more murder cases, and many of them were either unsolved or dropped. Yep. The cops were useless too. They couldn't keep up with the growing number of criminals. But of course, here under the Takasato Gumi's thumb, the Shinkomi police force was basically just there for decoration. The gig economy had become commonplace, so jobs were scarce, the cost of living was high, and wages were at an all-time low. These things all helped drive people to rock bottom, where they had no choice but to keep living. The nation of Japan was seeing povertization on a level that a few decades ago was never seen outside dystopia fanfic. Or fiction. I totally can't read. Sorry, not fanfic, fiction. Shinkomi had a disproportionately large number of hospitals, possibly in correlation to the crime levels. Naturally, there were plenty of unlicensed or back alley doctors to be found here. These days, hospitals probably had to serve as battered women's shelters on top of everything else. Oh, that's too bad. Like Taku said, doctors had a sworn duty to help people, and people were here needed help, not just with their bodies, but with their minds too. Yeah.
つまり心を病んでるやつが多いってことだろ。
Thanks, Toa. Taku and Ray both turned to look at me.
その言い方、俺は好かんな。
Yeah, that was, well, can't say we're a very delicate person.
別に間違ってない。
Okay, Toa. I downed my coffee, set the empty can on the floor, and rose to my feet.
どこ行くの？
Are you gonna just leave the empty can? Clean up after yourself.
散歩。
ちょっと
Oh, well, our main character is kind of a douche. Okay. I ignored his race, frustrated retort, and walked to the front door and left the building. Exhaling white fog into the cold air, I reached into the back pocket of my pants, pulled out my cigarettes. I'd forgotten to grab a coat, but I was too lazy to go back and get one, so I figured I would be fine. No, to walk down the dirty sidewalk, I put a cigarette between my lips and lit it. In Shinkomi, the nights were long. If anything, it had only just begun. Like usual, I stumbled around town on a whim, looking for a one-night stand. Not because I was especially lonely or sought another human's warmth or anything like that. Felt no love, no passion, no desire. All of my emotions had rusted over. Sex was just the only way I could feel anything at all. Aw. Poor guy. Not the only way. The other way was through violence, fist fights. But what I wanted was an all-out brawl enough to kill me. Whew. And I knew there were very few people in this world capable of that. Most people I fought held back, even just subconsciously, afraid to hurt me beyond a certain threshold. Thus, there was no point in looking for someone special. Generally speaking, I felt very little in the way of standard human emotions. No idea when it started, but I probably wasn't born like this. Sometimes I got irritated when people nagged me too much, but for the most part, I held it in. Other people seemed to see me as an unfeeling monster. But in the rare moments I was overcome with powerful impulses, when I were beaten, that was when I truly felt joy. Whoa. I don't know if that's the right emotion for that. And while many were too scared to enact violence directly, there were plenty in this town that loved to hurt people on the inside. So yeah, I had a lot of hookups. If you asked me I like sex, I would say yes. I wasn't interested in learning about the person attached to the dick, nor the feeling like telling them about me. I just wanted them to use me and throw me away. That was the compromise I was willing to make. Woo! Next day. I work at the clinic, so I slept until noon. Jeez, dude. I woke lying on my back on the sofa, sat up, lit a cigarette, and took a drag. In the end, I never did find a hookup last night. Instead, I picked a random bar, had some drinks, and went home. All in all, it was a pretty tame night, considering the previous one where I drank until I blacked out. Because of that, I felt lackluster. Oh, dude, you need to move out of that crazy place. I took my time enjoying my cigarette, gazing at the TV that had been left on all night. Well, I mean, he gets kind of a free place to live, so. Suddenly, the news... Chiron flashed up? News... Oh. The leader died. Oh. My eye was locked on the white text. The leader of the Takatsudo Gumi was dead. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Then the surprise faded. He was an old man. For the record, I had been informed that this man was my biological father. What? I'm sorry, what? Oh. Okay. My mother was his mistress. In other words, I was his illegitimate son. Holy crap. That said, I had next to no memory of being around him. Frankly, I could vaguely remember what he looked like. So I didn't have much of an emotional response to the news of his passing. Damn, his dad was... He was old when he was conceived then. Holy cow. Just should have... Oh, he died. I mean... I looked away from the TV and leaned back against the sofa. Just then I heard a muffled buzzing noise. Realized the cell phone on the far edge of the sofa was ringing. Sakaki? Picked it up, looked at the screen. Sakaki was calling. I could see a series of notifications that indicated he'd been calling for a while. He probably wanted to talk to me about my father, and if so, I wasn't interested. I dropped the phone back onto the sofa without answering it, cigarette dangling from my lips. I stared up at the ceiling. I had no real plans for today. Maybe I'd wander around downtown. With that thought, I took a long, deep drag. This dude has some issues. Whew. I crushed my cigarette. Exhaling smoke, I crushed my cigarette in the ashtray. Ugh, it still is so gross. Gross habit. Ugh. Then I rose to my feet, pulled on my coat. Now then, where to? Alright, designate exploration. Where should I go? Oh, we're getting a... Yes. Okay. Alright. Okay. So I get to wander now. Okay. In this case, the objective is go somewhere, so let's move this party somewhere else. Where should I go? Move. Okay. How do I... current location. Let me save real quick. Oh, okay. I was looking at the map. The options are over here. Clinic. Taco various night shift workers. Why would I go there? Let's go to the clinic, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I can go more places? This is Marisi Clinic. Taku started it up 7 years ago. I just don't know. Yes. Okay, we already know this. They explained that. Just then I sensed someone's gaze and I looked over. I thought I saw something slip into the shadow of a building. It was in my mind playing tricks on me. Whoa, who are you? Shiny, high green haired guy. You encountered someone during exploration. Try talking to them. I don't kind of want to. He looks... Talking to them may give you inspiration. Oh, no, man. Let's try it out. Alright. It's you. You're Toa, right? Who the frick are you? What should I do? Okay. When you select talk, hourglass jacket line will appear. Simplified version of interrogation where you respond with negative or positive answers. Okay. Okay, let's do this. You can see your euphoria up. Okay. There's a lot of mechanics in this game. Oh my gosh. Euphoria down. What should you do? Excellent. Bottom screen. Who is this? Targets don't care which way you respond. Okay, I feel like he's not gonna give a crap one way or the other. Okay. Wait and see. I don't know who this is. I don't like you, man. I don't... Big old puffy coat.
Negative.
Oh!
Eh?
Who... I don't want to talk to you. Maybe wrong. You're Toa, right? Guessing I should interpret that silence as yes, right? You're Toa, right? The reason I know is because he knows, right? Who are you? Who? I'm going to surpass him. Or my name isn't Inada. Oh! Good luck with that, man. I don't... Freaking oddish looking asshole. Okay. Can I... Special segment where no inspiration is available. Can I free exploration is out there just waiting to be found. Okay. Blue text most often, red text is less common. You can go back to enjoying slow damage. Okay, cool. I don't... Okay. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna... Let's go on down. Let's go. I'm gonna save. Go to the residential area. Okay. That was a thing. Interesting. Residential. Chances are your apartment is in District E. District E is full of skyscrapers, all of them high-rise condo buildings. It's an attempt to make the most living space out of a critically limited land area. Yeah. Am I cracking a cigarette? The downdraft from all the skyscrapers creates a strong winds in the area. Yeah. Not to mention the majority of these buildings aren't up to code, so if we get hit with a major earthquake, we'll probably collapse. Ooh, that's not good. But the residents of District E choose to live here anyway. Someone concerned with safety wouldn't dare live in Shinkomi in the first place. That's what I was saying. I would... So there's no one here, so I'm just gonna go somewhere else. Shopping street? Let's just move on down to the shopping street. Let's go. Let's go shopping, I guess. Okay. Daddies. Oh, that's a place I'd like to go. Oh, this is the main street, the center of District E. For the most part, residents of District E pass through here to do their shopping. Little diners, convenience stores, discount stores, and drugstores packed in like sardines. It's easy to find what you need. Streets are busy, though not as packed as District D. Every year, look, there's people working or people getting wasted. Oh, that's fun. Traffic light changed. Crowd started walking. Just then, I spotted a familiar face out of the corner of my eye. Ray! Yay, Ray! Carrying a paper bag.
Ara!
Oh, look at that jacket. I have a jacket like that. Beautiful. I don't have the fur on the cuffs, so I don't like the fur on the cuffs. Oh, hi, Toa. Oh, wait, no, he said that to me. I'm Toa. Never mind. Hi, Ray. What are you doing here?
Yo,
Just wandering you. Oh, there's no voice acting? Come on. My way back from Tajima's. She gave me a bunch of stuff, so I thought I'd share some with Taku. Again. That was a thank you gift for helping her. I can't. I want to talk to you.
Ah, ne.
Well, that reminds me, I left a croquette in the fridge for you. Did you eat it? Thank you for leaving me food.
ポジティブに。
You're cute.
Oh.
Positive. A little.
え
Yes. You're cute. Adorable man, you. Just a bite.
やった
That's a big step for you. Oh, thank you. Aw. I had condensed milk when I was making them. It's supposed to improve the consistency. Yeah. Condensed milk's really good. Condensed milk? Okay. Sounds crazy, but it works. You tasted it yourself, right? Well, yeah. Next time I think I might try rice.
戻らな
Oh,
くちゃ
stop talking about food. It makes me hungry. Anyway, I'm heading back to the clinic. Alright. I want to go with you. Anyway. Let's go back home, I guess. Yeah, I have no business here. Alright. Alright, let's go home then, I guess. We've been everywhere else, and everywhere else says that he has no business, so... guess I'm going home. We can walk together. I returned to my apartment. When I left, the TV was on, but now the familiar static drone was gone. Uh-oh. So I could hear a faint rustling noise. Oh, it's like he's
Toa.
cleaning. Taku, why are you cleaning my apartment again?
あ
Well, welcome home. I was just tidying things up. Don't touch my stuff. If I put it off for too long, the whole place turns into a pigsty. Yeah, I get that.
なあ、
Seeing as you're here, why don't you help me out a bit? How about no?
ネガティブに。
You'd like that, wouldn't you? What a cheeky little pain in the butt. What?
それじゃあな。
Alright, bye, Taku. Alright. Do I move? Where do I go? Haijima's. That's a new place. Why is that green? Nah, this one appeared, so I'm gonna go here. Okay. Maybe green guy was there. I don't know if I trust green guy. On the corner of a residential neighborhood sat a little old shop forgotten by time. There's a snack store called Tajima's. Tajima's? Yeah, Tajima's. Run for many years by a little old octogenarian lady. A what? In most cases, the expanding casino industry forced evictions on older homes and stores. But Tajima's fought eviction every step of the way, and now it was the last of its kind in the area. Fortunately, Tajima's was popular with middle-aged folks looking for a nostalgic taste of their youth, plus attracted younger people curious about traditional snacks. Every now and then I'd stop by to grab some. I wasn't a big fan of junk food or anything, but for some reason the shop felt like home. I walked up, stood at the door, and peered inside. The cramped interior just was packed to the gills with sweet snacks of every kind. Hidden among them was a white-haired, stony-faced woman, standing as still as a statue.
いらっしゃい。
Oh, look at her. I like you already, lady. She sounded irritable. Reluctantly, I stepped inside. Oh, cool. I know these shops are cool. But though she may have looked angry, she was always like that. Hanging on the wall above the clutter was a painting with a layer of black over it. I kept wondering about it every time I came by. It was the one thing that didn't feel homey like the rest of the store. Yeah, I wonder what's underneath the painting. You know they could do x-rays and see the artwork underneath other artwork? Pretty cool. Maybe the owner just likes spooky stuff. No, it's probably like a family portrait or something that she painted over black.
買うのかい買わないのかい
She snapped at me as I stood there without browsing. Yeah, like, get out if you're not buying anything. Her smoke was deep dark brown. Not once had I ever seen it waver. She's too old to care about anything. She's like, I've seen too much. I grabbed some stuff at random and bought it and brought it to the counter.
まったくこの町は日に日に変わっていってるよ
Lady, it
い
already
つか
has.
本当に滅びてなくなっちまうんじゃないかとヒヤヒヤしてるんだよ私は
It already has, lady. She muttered to herself as she packed away on the antique cash register. This old woman was one of the few who had lived here since before Shinkomi became a casino resort, and she knew what it used to be like. She would always blather on and on regardless of whether anyone was listening, but some people found value in her stories of the old days. I would
昔
listen,
は
they'd
こ
be
こまで
interesting.
汚らしい町じゃなかったのにね
Yeah.
それこそ純朴そうな小娘の面倒を見てやったりもしたのに今は男も女も
This lady.
アバズレで溢れ返ってる
Oh, I love her. Oh. Old people crack me up.
あんただってその一人なんだよ
Oh,
分かってんのかい
thanks, lady.
あ
Thanks. I nodded absently. Truth be told, I liked her. I do too, Toa. We can agree on that. Felt like she was the only person still living in the old times while the whole world changed around her. Because of that, she was an outsider here.
毎日
I
毎
do like her
日
too. She's funny.
誰が殺した殺されたで死体を見ても何とも思わなくなっちまってるんだ狂ってるよ
Oh, that's sad.
ヤクザの言うこと聞くくらいなら私はこの店を守って死ぬよ
You go, lady. You go.
140円だ。
Oh, that's cheap. I pulled a 1,000 yen bill out of my pants pocket and handed it to her.
釣りは取っといて。
Well, that's nice of you, Toa.
いいのかい？
あ
毎度どうも。
Maybe she's like him. Maybe they're related and that's why he has no emotions. She took the money without complaint. She handed me my items without a bag, and for the first time, I stopped to look at what I bought. What did you buy? I stuffed it all into my coat pockets and headed for the front door. Or for the door. As I stepped outside, however, I realized the old lady had followed me out.
また来とくれよ。
She likes you too, Toa. She muttered under her breath with a scowl. Oh, I like her. I hope nothing bad happens to her. I'll be very upset. She's my favorite. Well, she's my favorite character so far. I waved and then turned and set off down the street. Oh, I would totally live with this lady. She's awesome. Oh. Late at Taku, Ray, and I paid a visit to the local diner. Taku had promised to buy Ray a parfait, and tonight it was time for him to pony up. That said, the three of us usually ended up at this diner anyway, since it still opened when the clinic was closed. I just realized my headset's a little jacked up. One side was down longer than the other. Let's fix this. I always have technical issues. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? There we go. That's better. Okay. I was downtown at the time, so they invited me over the phone. That's nice of them. We sat down at our table. Taku ordered the Salisbury steak special. Ray got the steak, fried rice, and a parfait. And I got coffee. Eat a freaking... While they ate their food, I slowly sipped on my drink. That was pretty commonplace for me. And yet, every time it happened, like clockwork, Ray would tell me how it's not healthy and it's going to kill you one day. Apparently I'm like Ray, because that was like the first thing I said. I'm like, you need to eat. Eat something. I don't care what. It could be a salad for all I care. Sure enough, I could hear him grumbling about something. But the moment they put his parfait down on the table, his whole face lit up. Oh, he's so cute.
もうここのストロベリーミルクパフェ本当に美味しい。
Oh, I love this man. He is my dream. Oh, it looks yummy. I love strawberry stuff. He squeezed his eyes shut and squealed in delight. Oh, he's adorable. He's so adorable. Oh my gosh, you don't belong in this game. You're too cute.
毎度毎度そんなに喜んでもらえたら、作った人も作りがいがあるってもんだな。
Taku sipped his post-dinner coffee with a wiry grin. A wary? Wiry? Wasn't a big fan of sugary stuff, so I couldn't really relate.
毎度毎度喜ぶからもっとたくさん美味しいスイーツ作ってって感じ。
Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He stirred his parfait with a spoon and a dreamy smile. How can you stir that sucker? You can't stir that thing. I mean, you have to eat the full top first, and then you could probably stir it. Oh. So I lasted until I put a cigarette between my lips and started to light it.
ちょっとまだ食べてるんですけど。
Yeah, Toa, don't freaking light one up when someone's trying to eat.
うんじゃないわよ。
Oh. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Ah.
喫煙席だろ、ここ。
マナーってものがあるでしょ。タクだってもうやめたんだし、あんたもいい加減やめなさいよね。
And don't sit in the smoking section, Ray.
吸ってた俺が言うのもなんだが、タバコは100害あって一理なしだぞ。
Smoking is a disgusting habit. It gets on your clothes, it gets on your teeth and your breath and your hair and everything. It's not good. I ignored their complaints and lit my cigarette and took a drag. Oh, Toa, you douchebag. Instantly, Ray's smoke went from yellow to red, mingling with the cigarette smoke. Oh, he's not happy.
本当にもう、トアは酒とタバコばっかり。あんなにいい絵を描くのに、実態なんてこんなものよね。
Oh, I love Ray. Ray let out an exaggerated sigh. Sulking, he put his elbow on the table and his chin in his hand.
歴史上の有名な画家も変人が多いからな。ある中から異常な女好きまで様々だ。
That is true. You're all very eccentric.
どこかしら変わってるから芸術面では突出してるってことも
I
あ
would
るん
think
だろ
yes. I would agree.
なのかしらね。
Even musicians are weird.
そばにいたらすごい嫌よ。迷惑よ。今身をもって体感してるわ。
Yeah.
トアに関してはもう諦めろ。昔からこういうやつだ。
Yeah, seriously, stop hanging out with me. What is the harsh truth?
その割には可愛い趣味があるのよね。
A devilish grin crept up on Ray's face. Oh,
趣味
he doesn't even know. What do you find cute about him, Ray?
部屋にずっと置いてあるウサギのぬいぐるみよ。興味ないとか言うくせに捨てないじゃない？
Aw,
実は好きなんでしょ。
Usagi.
いや、
I don't know. I noticed I noticed him too. He's right behind the couch right there. Right there. I did have a bunny plushie in my apartment, but I wasn't particularly attached to it. I just randomly spotted it at a store one time and I wanted to buy it, so I did. See, but you had emotions. You had emotions, Toa. I hadn't really touched it or thought about it since. I know it sat collecting dust in the corner.
夜はこっそり抱いて寝てたりするんじゃないのか？
やだ、とあったらそんな可愛いところあるの？
Oh. As Taku teased me, Ray joined in. Ignoring their idiocy, I turned away and took another slow drag of my
そういえ
cigarette.
ば今日はデスマッチには行かないのか？
Oh, that sounds fun.
今日はお休み。チームメンバーの都合もあるからね。
Wait, what?
そうか。
What? Deathmatch? Is it a fighting arena? The deathmatch area was a special section of town located in District 8 at the center of Shinkomi. It was once ground zero for a lot of Takasato Gumi fighting. As a result, the whole district was torn apart and residents were barred from entry. Oh, it's a spot with no electricity. Okay. It's that center part. Naturally, this attracted a lot of CD types. Eventually, it became known as a place for fist fights, and people start using it as a battlefield to test their strength. Nowadays, anyone who wanted to fight could meet up in District 8 to take part in what was now referred to as deathmatch. Of course, Takasato Gumi had noticed this, but they chose not to interfere. Why should they care? Here in Shinkomi, plenty of people were frustrated with the tyranny of Takasato Gumi, not to mention the struggles of living in poverty. So the Takasato Gumi let them have their death matches in District A if it meant they could vent their stress. Their other restriction, they would hassle anyone who tried to live there or start business there. Other than that, the Takasato Gumi didn't get involved. Yeah, don't. Why would you want to live there anyway? Believe it or not, taking part in death matches was something of a hobby for Ray. Wow. I'm just falling in love with this dude even more. He always went with his buddies from Roost. Supposedly, they were actually among the top contenders, but death matches weren't my thing, so I didn't know if that was true. Judging from their looks, you wouldn't think they were seasoned fighters, except for the rare occasions when they turned up sporting cuts and bruises.
楽しんでやってるなら構わんが、あんまりハメを外すなよ。最近じゃデスマッチも昔より悪質な奴らがうろついてるらしいじゃないか。
まあね。でも、そういう奴らもまとめて吹っ飛ばすのが楽しいのよ。スカッとするわ。
そうか。ま、しばらくは高里組も荒れるだろうから、お前たちも気をつけろよ。上の連中はともかく、チンピラどもがトラブルを起こすかもしれん。
そうなったら、拳で鎮圧しちゃうから大丈夫。
Oh, right, because their boss died, so they're probably going to be fighting for whose takes over, if he hasn't already stated who it was. To prove his point, Ray flashed up his fists. Taka grinned wearily.
拳を振るうのはデスマッチだけにしとけよ。
もちろん。パフェおごってもらったし、言うこと聞きます。美味しかった。ありがとう。大満足。
He's so freaking cute. I need to protect him. Or have him protect me. Depending on how his fighting is. In a blink, Ray had polished off his parfait. He set down his spoon with satisfied smile.
明日もあるし帰るか。
そうね。また明日。とは、ちゃんと寝なさいよ。 このまま飲みに行ったり、男を引っ掛けに行ったりしちゃダメだからね。
Okay, sweetie. I promise.
うん。
Oh, I promise. Oh, he's so cute. With a non-committal response, I crushed my cigarette in the ashtray. Taku rose to his feet, grabbed the check, and took it over to the register.
ごちそうさま。
Oh, he's so cute. So cute. Hi. Don't leave. Don't leave, Ray. Stay. As Ray got up, he suddenly turned back to me.
あら、そういえばあんたもおごりなの？
コーヒーしか飲んで
Well,
ないからな。
yeah, I was like, he only ordered coffee. Like, whenever we went out to eat, Taku would always pay for my order. Probably because it was only one extra drink. Yeah, I would pay for that too. But like, psh, it's not that much. I got your drink. It's not like you ordered a meal. Ray donned a melodramatic frown and glanced at me out of the corner of his eye. Someone jelly? Someone jealous?
なんかあんたって周りから妙に甘やかされてるわよね。ふらふらしてて危なっかしいからかしら。野良猫みたいな感じ？
Oh,
さあな。
I like him. He's so cute. I shrugged, and together we head for the exit. Oh, I really like him. Is he secretly a vampire? Who's the vampire? I saw vampire teeth the next day. I wasn't scheduled to work at the clinic, so I woke up around noon. When do you work? Taku came up to my room on his break and invited me out to lunch. Ray wasn't scheduled to work until later in the afternoon, so he wasn't around yet. I got dressed and then accompanied Taku out of the building. Oh? Taku. Oh, we're going to a nice little cafe.
お待たせしました。
Hello, sir. I love this place. The manager set down 2 mugs of coffee, followed by 2 plates of their famous honey toast. Yum. Once everything we ordered was on the table, he bowed quietly and headed back to the kitchen. In these parts, Yanagawa Cafe was a popular lunch spot. The place first opened over 20 years ago. The building's retro style offered its own special charm. I think it's cute. Look at it. I would love this. It's about a 5-minute walk from the Mirase clinic, so I often found myself here with the ghost people in the background. It all started when I was walking by one day and saw the dimly lit interior through the front windows. Caught my interest, so I went in and the rest is history. The cafe always plays jazz music over the speakers, and the customers were relaxed. I would freaking love. More ghost people appeared. Oh my god. Ghosties. Their prices were relatively high, but seeing as they were still in business, they clearly had enough regular customers to keep them afloat. That looks so yummy. Oh. That looks delicious. So is it like French toast then? That looks like French toast, but with like honey instead of syrup. I need to try that. We'll try that. The cafe's biggest selling points? Freshly ground coffee and honey toast. Even Taku liked their toast, and he was notoriously uninterested in sweets. It looks delicious. Oh, anime food.
さ、食べるか。
Looks
い
so
ただき
good.
ます。
I'm gonna make honey toast. Press his hands together, say grace, then picked up his knife and fork, started cutting up his toast. What is honey toast? I need to know this. Let's continue. Oh, it's super thick. Holy cow. Honey toast, also known as Shibuya toast, brick toast. Natto is a Japanese dessert that originally from Shibuya. Karaoke bars. Also popular in Taiwan. Of course, honey toast isn't good for you. It's freaking honey toast. It literally just looks like French toast, but super like thick. Salt, taste kosher salt, teaspoon of, yeah. So essentially, it's like French toast. Interesting. I'll make that someday. It looks delicious.
ここのは本当にうまいよな。
I love French toast, so I probably like honey toast.
甘いの苦手でも、この店のは平気なんだろ。
But honey is slightly different than just a crap ton of sugar.
ああ、この蜂蜜の自然な甘さとパンの焼き加減がガキの頃によく食べたパンケーキに似ててな。
Yeah, Taku knows where it's at. Honey is delicious.
ってお前こそ普段はほとんど食べないくせにここのハニートーストは食べるよな。
ま、なんとなく。
なんだそりゃ。
Laughing, Taku slid a fork full of toast into his mouth. In a blink, he had somehow already eaten half of the damn thing. That's impressive. That thing's freaking super thick. Only then did he finally pick up my own knife and fork and start eating.
でさ、もうすっごいやつがいたらしくてさ。
Crazy dude.
なんだよ、すっごいって。何がすごいんだよ。
As we were busy eating, the conversation from the table next to us carried over, filling the silence.
すごいっつったらすごいんだよ。強いんだって。すごい強かったらしいんだよ。
そりゃ、高里組って、デスマッチの参加者で強いやつを引っ張ってきてるんでしょ？強くて当然だろう。
No, Ray, don't join the Yakuza. For a fraction of a second, Taku fell silent.
いや、もっとだよ。もっと強えの。
もっ
Is
と
this what Greenie was talking about?
真顔で何人も殴って沈めてくくらいの、そういうマジでヤバいやつだったらしくて、どうも組を裏切ったらしいんだよ。
Wait, was that Ray?
マジで？
I hope it's not Ray. Hope he's
そ
okay.
う。で、兄貴を殺して逃げたって。
What?
兄貴？兄ちゃんってこと？
What?
ちげえよ。あれだよ、ほら、杯がうんたらかんたらって、そういう兄貴。
Oh, they're not talking about Ray because Ray's not already part of Yakuza.
なあ、そういう兄貴。でもさ、それってすごい不義理ってやつじゃね？やばいんじゃねえの？
やばいよ。だから組の奴らに制裁されて、もうこの世にいないって話だけどな。
Holy crap. Why'd they do that though?
制裁。おっかね。高里組なら人の一人や二人くらい簡単に消せるだろうしな。
Oh. Yeah, they end up in the middle of the ocean. Taku finished eating his honey toast in silence, but his expression looked stiff. Probably due to the subject matter. In this town, you couldn't walk 2 steps without hearing someone gossiping about the Takasato Gumi. It's too many A's. Takasato Gumi. Some of it was true, a lot of it wasn't. Yeah. But like a game of telephone, a lot of details got lost along the way, so only a small fraction knew the facts. Guys next to us were just recounting stuff they'd heard from somewhere else. Almost every rumor was tarnished with embellishments born of speculation or assumption, and this one was no different. It wasn't easy to discover the unvarnished truth buried beneath. For example, I would never know the real Taku, and he would never know the real me. Just because we know each other for years doesn't mean we understood everything about each other. True, that's true. Then the subject changed to something else, and a few minutes later, the two guys left to pay their bill. Once they were gone, Taku finally broke his bitter silence.
大人気だな、高里組は。
Well, you live in a Yakuza-run city. First, we're gonna talk about it. I ate my cold toast without responding. As it happened, I knew the guy they were gossiping about. A lot about him, in fact. Believe it or not, that fight happened while I was still in the gang. You were in the Yakuza? I didn't want to remember him, so I actively avoided thinking about his name or his face.
他に話したくなるような楽しいことがないんだろ。
Oh, so you know. You know, okay. I shrugged at Taku, nodded slightly, still grimacing.
そうかもな。
That's probably when you lost your emotions, dude, being in the gang, Yakuza. Meanwhile, unpleasant memories rose to mind. First, joined the Takasato Gumi back when my mother died. When I was in middle school, she died in an accident. Then the Yakuza named Sakaki came and told me she was his gang leader's mistress. There I learned that his name was Takasado Ryujiro, and he was my father. As a kid, I only knew Sakaki as a good friend of my mother's. I never knew he was in a gang. After her death, he tried his best to look out for me. Then one thing led to another, and I joined the Takasado Gumi. No real reason. He invited me to join, so I figured I would. To him, my mother was a dear friend, and he would always reminisce about her. Because of that, he didn't feel like some Yakuza thug. He felt like family. I don't know what he looks like. For my actual family, I couldn't remember much of them or anything that happened prior to my mother's death. I vaguely recalled that I had a little sister. I couldn't remember what she looked like. At the time of my mother's accident, I was injured and sent to the hospital. Maybe that has something to do with it. Oh. Stroked the eye patch over my right eye. There was no point in looking back. It was all in the past. Oh, that's how he lost his eye. Even without my childhood memories, I was still right here living and breathing. I looked down at the table. Taku had stabbed his fork into my cold, half-eaten honey toast. Then, without batting an eye, he dragged it over to his own plate. I hate when people do that. I'd be like, excuse you. Did you ask me if you could eat my food? No? Then don't touch it. Slap your hand. Don't touch my
食べる
food.
のか
You're gonna...
お
yeah.
前どうせ残すだろ。
Don't touch my food. Hey, it sounded like he was entitled to eat my leftovers. He had a point, though. I wasn't planning to eat the rest, but still. Exactly. It's my food. Don't touch my food. Oh, I'm lighting up again. I laid my knife and fork to rest. I lit a cigarette, took the longest possible drag, and blew it all back at him.
おい、やめろ。
Ha,
せっかく禁煙成功したってのに。
you ate my food. Don't eat my food. Nursing Taku waved a hand in front of his face. I am reading a lot more than I thought I was. Whoa.
本当に成功したかどうか試してるんだよ。
Don't be a douchebag, Toa.
今やるな、今。食事中だぞ。
I fixed him with an impish grin. Scowling, he went back to the rest of my honey toast. As long as I'm not paying for it. As he wolfed down a few more bites, I smirked at him. What?
なんだ。
よく食うなと思って。
お前が小食すぎるんだよ。
He wiped his mouth roughly with a napkin and rose from the table.
ほら、行くぞ。
He grabbed the check and headed to the register to pay. I crushed my cigarette in the ashtray, then followed after him. Oh. In the dark of the night, evil will find. After we left the cafe, I parted ways with Taku. I wanted to... Oh, light just turned on? There. I pushed a button. No, didn't mean to. Okay. After we left the cafe, I parted ways with Taku. I wandered around town for a while. Then once the sun set, I headed to the park. Actually, I want to save. Save. Yes. Okay. Once the sun set, I headed back to the park. Alright. What a beautiful park. You can just let the kids go play in the concrete cylinders. Beautiful. The place was deserted on a winter night, and the white glow of the street lamps made it look even more desolate. Sat down on the chilly metal bench and lit another cigarette. They look wood to me, but what do I know? I wasn't ready to go home yet, so I was trying to kill time. As I watched the pale smoke float up into the dark sky, I heard a commotion in the distance. Several pairs of footsteps were approaching, and when they passed under a street lamp, I recognized them instantly. Oh!
ほら、やっぱりトワだ。
Oh, they know me. That's not good. Wow, look at those freaking piercings, man.
おお、本当だ。
Ooh. Well, hello. Who are you?
トワさん。
Oh, hello. It's you too. Oh, hello. You're in the middle? Hi. Oh, I love your hair. Kotaro, Mayu, and Eiji? We're three guys I knew very well. He walked right over to me.
お前、よく見えるよな。真っ暗なのにあんな遠くから。
Blue... I like everything about blue-haired guy except for the ski goggles. Dude in the center is pretty sweet. And I'm assuming dude on the left, beautiful hair.
目めっちゃいいの俺。超くっきりはっきり見えるよ。
I'm assuming you're Mayu over here in the yellow blonde hair.
アニメばっか見てるのに
You must be
謎だよ
Kantaro.
その視力。
むしろアニメで鍛えられてるのよ。
Maybe Mayu's the blue-haired man. I don't know. Hi.
つうかと
Oh, hi,
何や
Kotaro.
ったんだ、
Okay.
こんなとこだ。
You're pretty. I like you. I have terrible taste in men. Hi. And muscular Kotaro bent over to get a good look at my face. I just don't like the chain. I would, like, be afraid that sucker get ripped out. You could say he had a wild side, or a short temper, depending on how you looked at it.
ぼんやりしちゃ
Oh,
っ
yeah, that
て。
is Mayu.
よからぬ妄想。
Mayu? Mayu?
でもしてた
Mayu. Mayu? Mayu? There's no I, so I don't know. Oh. Mayu cackled around the lollipop in his mouth. Oh, it's a okay, lollipop. He was the tallest and the leanest of the three, and he dressed like he found his clothes in the dumpster. Well, that's not very nice. I mean, I like the pink. I like that pink and black combo. Like, don't be so
景
freaking...
気づけに一
Oh,
発
that's
爆弾でも
AG.
どうですか？目覚めますよ。
What? I mean, I like your style too, AG, but like, man, guy in the beanie was AG. He was an expert at information gathering and bomb assembly. Using the power of these two combined, they create... I don't even know. Power Rangers. The Nega Rangers. I don't know, man. Go Power Rangers. Do, do, do. Okay, using power of social media, he had a vast information network that he used to collect all kinds of intel. I slept with Kotaro and Mayu a couple of times out of boredom, but never AG. He told me he wasn't really into sex stuff. I can see that from him. Pink, red, green. Yeah, so Red Ranger, Pink Ranger, Green Ranger. Alright, Kotaro's smoke was red, Mayu's was fuchsia, and AG's was blue-green color.
別に一服してただけ。
Yeah, go. Oh, I need to keep that smoke color up. Come on.
決まったことがならデスマッチエリアに行かねえか。
Not really. With a grin, Kotaro straightened up and jerked his chin in the direction of District A.
面倒だからパス。
言うと思ったとは絶対言うと思ったよ。
暇ならいいだろう。付き合えよ。元兄弟のよしみでよ。
Okay, first rule of fighting. Dude, you need to remove the chain piercing. Because like I said, dude gets a grip of that and rip. He can rip that sucker. Like, watch girls fight. They'll take the earrings out because you know that's a weakness. You got earrings in, grab a hold of those things and rip them out.
お前と杯を交わした覚えはないな。
Kotaru, Mayu, and Eiji were all former guns for hire that got recruited to the Takasato Gumi. Oh, okay, so they're... Okay. Kotaru and Mayu were scouted via death matches after they proved their fighting skills. As for Eiji, supposedly got invited after he hacked the social media accounts and websites for one of the Takasato Gumi's businesses. Of course, they were by no means the only people recruited this way. In fact, I heard of people taking part of death matches specifically to try to get in with the gang.
杯って言えばよ。とは親父の葬式に来なかっただろ。
I didn't know the man. Kotaro smirked.
行くわけない。
Why would he? I didn't know him.
今日の昼に葬式があって、昨日は通夜だったんだよ。
Your hair is pretty.
え
Yeah, I'd be like, and?
全然興味なしって感じです
Why
ね。
should he?
ああ
Oh, you don't need to care about someone you didn't even know. I sincerely didn't. Yeah, you didn't even know the guy. Wouldn't matter if he was to me if some total stranger kicked the bucket.
ま、いや、
Yeah, just because he's related.
それより
doesn't
デス
mean-
マッチエリアだ。行こうぜ。
You're so my type, Kotaro. Too bad I have a feeling you're not a route.
行ってみたら意外と楽しいかもよ。
ないな。
もういっそのこと全部爆弾で吹き飛ばすっていうのはどうです？そしたら一瞬でみんな楽しくなりますよ。
何がだバカ。
Kotaro snorted and flicked Eiji's forehead.
ごたくはいいから行こうぜとは。
ほら立てよ。
Guess you're not taking no for an answer, okay. He grabbed my arm and hauled me up against my will. Once again, he had his mind set on something. It was impossible to get him to change it. He kept a firm hold on me as we walked. He was worried I was gonna bolt. Yeah, I would be too.
俺らは上からデスマッチに参加するなって言われてっからよ。なんもできねえ。が、お前は好きなだけ参加できるじゃねえか。羨ましいな、おい。
借金の取り立てで普段から好きなだけボコボコ殴ってるだろ。
それはお仕事だし、返さないアホが悪いね。
でもいつも楽しそうに追いかけ回してるじゃないですか、お二人とも。僕も怖くって怖くって。
嘘つけ。借金野郎の弱みやら個人情報やらかき集めるのお前の仕事だろうが。
はい、それはもちろん。新興味の情報なら任せてください。あと爆弾も。
けっ。
Eiji donned a big, cheesy smile and Kotaro scoffed. Here in Shinkomi, the poverty gap widened. Many were burned with large debts. Yeah. Any debtor unable to make payments was mercilessly hounded by Takasato goons. And if that debt reached a certain size, the debtor would get a chip known as web tag implanted in them. Web tag debtors were then tracked via surveillance towers erected all over Shinkomi. They were forbidden to set foot outside of the city until their debt was repaid. If they tried to leave, the Tatsukumi sent pursuers to hunt them down and kill them, no questions asked. You might wonder how the gang got their money back if the debtor is dead, but corpses had plenty of monetary value. Yeah, it's called organs.
ねえ、行くなら早く行こう。帰って録画しといたアニメ見たいんだ
You
よ。
can harvest organs, blood, hair, teeth. You can do a lot of things. May was already looking away as he lost interest in the conversation. I think you can use body fat to make soap too. A lot of things you can do with the body. So I've heard.
うるせえな、このアニメオタク。
Hey!
っていうか、あのスズメ、ポップコーン頬張りすぎね。欲張りすぎだよ。破裂しそ
う。What are you talking about?
あ？どこだよ。見えないっつうの。お前の異常な視力で見えるもんは普通の人間には見えねえんだよ。
I'm confused.
みんなも俺みたいにアニメ見ればいいのよ。アニメ見ようよ。
What is he talking about?
見ねえよ。
Watch it. Trapped in Kotaru's tight grip and stuck in the middle of their inane banter of the park behind. Oh god, poor guy. I hope Ray can save us. Or save ourselves. I want Ray to help me. Ray! No deathmatch area. Place forbidden where they want to visit, yeah. When all people ever came around, nearly all the shops had closed their doors for good. I would too. Actually, I'd be on the outside selling like medical supplies. Like, hey, anyone want to try to fix themselves up? The deeper you traveled into the district, the rougher and dirtier the city became. The place was busiest at night. By some unspoken rule, that was when everyone showed up. I'd totally be out there, be like, bandages, neosporin, stuff to stitch you up, needle and thread. As the four of us walked to the heart of the district, the sounds of scuffling and jeering grew louder.
Oh,今日も派手にやったんだ.
Is there like an arena? Or is it like attacking from above type, like jumping people? Kotaro grinned. Here, unlike anywhere else, the air smelled of dust and copper. Yep, that's blood right there. And unlike anywhere else, everyone's smoke was full of chaotic energy. Yeah. The countless colors shifted and blurred together like an aurora of rejected crayons. I love how he describes things.
平和平和。この間の見せしめが効いたね。
Huh?
見せしめ？ああ、銃ぶっ放しまくってたやつか。
Oh.
まあ、吊るしといたからな。
Oh, apparently you don't bring guns to this?
銃は使用禁止になったのか？
Yeah, I had that question too, Toa. We're on the same wavelength with that. Edgy shook his head in response to my question.
いえ、使用禁止という明確なルールは作ってません。相変わらず暗黙の了解状態ですよ。
That's all about physical and cunning. Not so much cunning, because bringing a gun to a knife fight's pretty smart, but...
そのせいか、負けたことが悔しくてどうしても勝ちたい、復讐したいって新参者が銃を持ち込むことも増えてきてるんですけどね。
Technically, deathmatch rules permit the use of weapons. However, weapons gave the armed fighters a huge advantage over the unarmed, so there was an implicit agreement among participants not to bring any. Nevertheless, as AG said, some came armed regardless. These types were seen as cowards, because they are. If you agreed on like a fist fight, don't be a little bitch and bring a weapon. Now, if it's you're getting jumped, then that's different, but those types were never... those types were seen as cowards, and they were sometimes lynched as a warning to others. Oof. Aggressive.
この間吊るしたやつはリンチを止めに入った俺らにも銃を向けてきたからよ。そりゃぶん殴るよな。そうじゃなくても銃や武器が絡むと試合じゃなくて戦争が始まっちまう。
そういうアホを見つけたらボコって持ち込んだ武器と一緒に吊るしとくとね、それなりの効果があるんだよね。
Yeah, it's an unofficial agreed fist fight. You don't be a douchebag.
もしデスマッチが戦争になったら、その矛先は必ず高里組に向きます。それじゃ新興味がめちゃくちゃになっちゃいますから。どんなに混沌としているように見えてもバランスは大事ですからね。
Yep, even within chaos, there is some sort of order.
みんなが平和に暮らすためってとこか。
Because, someone will step up. Not necessarily a good person, but someone will. As I listened, I thought to myself, what does peace even look like here in Shinkomi? Once you fell in the depths of hell, you wouldn't be climbing back out again. No, you'd have to make your peace down here. It's like the movie The One, where they sent the bad guy to like a hell world, a hellscape world, and they're like, he fights his way up to the top of the tower to be like the leader. Fun. Our little rock bottom society played by its own rules. I was really a cog in the machine. But believe it or not, I kind of liked it down here. Nothing worth caring about, nothing that could tie me down. In that sense, yeah, maybe it was peaceful. Some people like chaos. A nearby ring of onlookers started to cheer, and I looked over. The rainbow of smoke blurred together, flailing wildly. I watched it all with cold indifference. Until Ray shows up. I want to see Ray fight. I want to see my pretty boy Ray fight. Random bar. After the deathmatch area, I was sitting in some random bar getting drunk when my phone buzzed. There's a new message in the group chat between me, Ray, and Taku. Alright, what do you think, Toa? Depends if I feel like it. Look, I knew you'd say that. We do takeout, so one of these days I'll pick some up. We can try it, sounds good. Promise to be good. Got a call about a critical patient. Come over ASAP. As it happened, I was thinking of going home anyway. Cigarette between my lips, I paid my tab and walked out. Dude, you need to stop smoking. You need to seriously stop, man. You need to stop. Not good for you. Of course, you don't care. A few minutes later, I arrived back at the clinic. Ray showed up. Patient was gravely injured, but there was no ordinary patient. Or this was no ordinary patient. A group of men, possibly the guy's buddies, carried him in through the back entrance. His shirt was stained red with blood. All of them were wearing flashy clothes with lots of accessories. Yakuza? These weren't innocent civilians. These were Yakuza. Yep, that's what I thought. Most of the many medical facilities in Shinkomi claim to refuse service to gang members. In reality, a lot of them accepted those same patients behind closed doors, and this clinic was one of them. Yep, keep up appearances, do shady dealings behind the scenes. We're so often visited by Yakuza, you'd think Taku is one of them, as he probably is. Around the street that he had earned Tatsugumi's trust. Sometimes he would suddenly close the clinic or change office hours just to accommodate these special patients. Out of respect for his civilian patients, he made the gang bring their wounded through back, but it was an open secret at this point. It didn't scare off any of his regular patients, however, doctors as good as Taku were hard to find. Besides, residents of Shinkomi accepted that these things came with the territory of living here. Yeah, you live in a Yakuza-run city. It is what it is, I guess.
服を脱がせますね。
Oh! Hello! Hello, Ray. With permission, Ray began to remove the patient's shirt and as he lay on the exam table. The man was sweating bullets, gritting his teeth to endure the pain. Stripping him revealed a stab wound in his side covered in blood.
出血がひどいが、傷はそれほど深くなさそうだ。
Frowning, Taku examined the cut and started patching him up. Ray and I assisted him as needed, following orders as he gave them.
よし。
After he finished administering first aid, Taku let out a sigh. The patient had regained a lot of color in his complexion compared to when he first arrived, and he seemed calmer now.
痛みはどうですか？もし辛いようなら休んでいった方が。いや、
Oh, hello. He gave you a shirt, I see. Grunting, the man tried to push himself into a sitting position. Taku held out a hand to stop him.
急に動かない方がいいですよ。
Yeah, you'll rip the stitches out.
手当てが終わったら戻ってこいって上に言われてるんでね。
Ignoring Taku's request, the man sat himself up, regardless. Then, clutching his bandaged side, he slowly hopped down off the exam table.
世話になった。すまねえ。
Oh well, can't help him if you won't want to. Taku didn't bother trying to stop him. He knew precisely what kind of world this man lived in. The man snatched up his neatly folded shirt and started walking, pressing his hand against the wall for support. You're not going to get far like that. He left accompanied by his associates. Oh, well.
見送ってくるわ。
You really don't have to, Ray. A group of men can do it themselves. Ray hurried after them. They'd be leaving through the back the same way they came in. The man's medical expenses would be billed to the Takasado Gumi directly. As Taku and I tidied up the medical equipment, Ray came back into the exam room and let out a giant sigh.
ほんと嫌になっちゃう。
仕方がない。無理に引き止めることもできないからな。
もちろん分かってはいるんだけどね。あんな状態で返すのって本人の意思だから仕方がないんだけど。
患者が望まないのであれば俺たちができることは何もない。
うん、そうなのよね。
Ray nodded to himself sadly, his eyes on the floor. This sort of thing didn't happen every single day, but it was still fairly frequent. Judging from a stab wound, the patient probably got embroiled in some sort of fight. The Yakuza were the only ones who had to worry about physical danger. Everywhere you looked, this day was dripping in death and violence, the product of pent-up rage that no one knew how to ally, whatever. At this point, the line between Yakuza and civilian had blurred beyond recognition.
あとはもう大丈夫かしら。
Okay.
ああ、来てくれて助かったよ。急に呼び出してすまなかったな。
いいのよ、気にしないで。
あと、明日の炊き出し、よろしくな。
はーい。
炊き出し？
That's what I was about to ask. Soup kitchen? The unusual phrase gave me pause, but Taku rolled his eyes.
先週から言ってただろう。忘れたのか？路上生活者や仕事が見つからない人たちを支援するボランティアのイベントだよ。
Come to think of it, I vaguely remembered that conversation. Dude, come on. Stuff I didn't care about generally wasn't a priority for me. Seriously? At least try to remember.
よろしく頼むな。あとは俺がやるから帰っていいぞ。
He must not remember most things considering he says he doesn't care about anything. At his prompting, Ray and I left the room.
あ、とは
Yes, Ray? Yes, my sweetheart. I was about to head up to my apartment. Ray stopped me. Yes?
最近絵の方はどうなの？誰かいいモデルは見つかった？
Will you be my model? Will you come up?
いや、今のとこ
Come
ろは。
upstairs. I shook my head. Come on, Ray, do it. Ray was referring to my article on the Fourth Face Roost's company blog recruiting potential art models. Outside of being an all-around degenerate, art was my sole hobby, specifically oil painting. Ray liked my work a lot. When he showed to his boss at Roost, the guy decided he wanted to display all my new pieces at his establishment. He said I couldn't paint a thing without a model. That said, I couldn't paint a thing without a model. Sorry, my brain is not functioning when I read. And not just any model, one who met my specific requirements. Manager of Roost liked to appraise and to collect paintings as a hobby, and he wrote about all sorts of artists on the company blog, both professional and amateur. He also invited artists to send in photos of their submissions, which he would post on the site. If he really liked a piece, he would display it in the bar. Periodically, articles would go up seeking models for my work. My artist alias was Euphoria, chosen for me by Ray. I didn't care too much, but apparently Euphoria had a unique style that attracted a considerable cult following. Yeah, you got a snappy name. So whenever my model requests went up, I'd always get a handful of responses. It was more of a steady trickle than a torrent, so I only checked my inbox whenever I felt like it. It didn't matter how interested the model was. If I wasn't interested in them, I couldn't paint them. And lately I wasn't interested in any of the people who emailed me. Aw.
早く新作書いてよね。
I wanna paint you!
一ファンとして楽しみにしてるんだから。それじゃ、おやすみ。
Can I paint you? Can you come on up and I can paint you? With a playful wink, he strode off and no, come back! Come back! Humming jaunty tune as he went, come back, Ray. Come back. As for me, took the elevator to the 3rd floor and went up into my apartment. Aw, won't Ray come back? I switched on the TV, flopped onto the sofa, and grabbed my half-finished bottle of booze off the floor. Just turn the TV around. Your bed's right over there. Just flip the TV around. Just lay down. Oh, beautiful. After a lukewarm alcohol, ew, flowed down my throat, I grabbed a pack of cigarettes on the coffee table and lit one. You really need to stop, man. Gazing up at the faint illumination of the flickering TV on the ceiling, I slowly exhaled the smoke. According to the clock on the wall, it was nearly 3 a.m. I still wasn't sleepy, so I took another drag of my cigarette. I contemplated popping some sleeping pills. I don't know. The next day, Taku shook me awake and dragged me out to help with the volunteer soup kitchen. But even then, I still couldn't compete with the dozens upon dozens of people who had come to avail themselves of charity. Some of the volunteers looked like gangsters or host club workers. Some had showed up out of sheer boredom. Some were genuinely trying to do some good, while others were just trying to improve their public image. Then Ray turned up, and the soup kitchen began. We ladled pork and veggie soup from a big pot into little styrofoam containers and handed them to each person in line.
あら、村瀬先生、こんにちは。
Oh, hello, lady.
どうも、こんにちは。
相変わらず素敵ね。
いえ、とんでもないです。
As the locals passed through the line, they all said hello to Taku. Hello, he must...
村瀬先生、この間はありがとう。
池山さん、その後お孫さんの様子はいかがですか？
薬を飲んで寝たらすっかり良くなったみたいでな。先生のおかげだよ。
それはよかった。
locals all deeply appreciated Taku's caring nature. I struck up conversations with him one after another.
あら、レイちゃんも手伝ってくれてるのね。
あ、はーい、お手伝いに来ました。
イケメンだから目の保養になるわね。
Bet you they're gonna treat Toa like he's freaking nothing.
やだ、そこは美人って言ってくれないと。
Wholeheartedly agree. You're so beautiful. Gorgeous, man. You're Bishoujo. Smiling Ray raised a limp wrist, and the women all giggled in delight. Like Taku, he had an affable personality and was popular with the locals. I freaking like him. You shall be mine, Ray.
とわ、お前も来てたのか。
Oh! Familiar voice called out to me. So lazily helped with the soup distribution. I looked up. Hi. Hi, hottie. Your jacket needs to be a little bit longer, but hi. There's Kotaro, Mayu, and Eiji.
とは豚汁姿が様になってるね。
What does that even mean, Mayu?
豚汁姿って何ですか？
Exactly, Eiji. What does that even mean?
知らないよ。
Ugh. He slept with that. No thanks.
お前らも来るんだな、こういうイベント。
そりゃ上からの命令だし、しょうがないよね。
Why? What do you have to do here?
榊さん、意外とこういうの好きですからね。顔に似合わず。
Oh, Sakaki's still alive? I thought he was dead.
榊さんの命令じゃ断れねえだろ。ってことで、飼い主待たせてるから行くわ。
Well, he is your boss, so I mean, and you're part of the gang, so. Bye, Kotaro. Bye.
ほいじゃん。
Oh, I didn't read that. Sorry. Hui-jan. Yep. Hui-jan. Yeah. Speaking Chinese for those of you who don't know. See, this is how I know because they have the... Wait, go up, wait. Hey. My Chinese sucks, so don't expect me to like pronounce it very well.
失礼します。
Just share. No, I know a little bit. I did not do well in my Chinese class. Eiji bowed politely, then hurried after Kotaro with Mayu. I only took Chinese because I thought the learning Chinese would help me with the kanji in Japanese because it's Chinese characters. And it did for the most part.
最近、
But
高里組もこういうボランティアのイベントによく来るようになったわね。
and
や
I
っぱ
need
りイメージアップを狙ってるのかしら。
and I needed a couple more language credits to graduate because I didn't have enough Japanese courses at the time. And then of course, as I was graduating, they then like added more. I was not pleased. But you're so cute. Can I just look at you? Ray gazed after the three stooges as he stirred the soup pot. What's that say about you? You slept with two of them. Almost three.
榊が次期組長の座でも狙ってるんじゃないのか。
To me, it was pretty casual topic, but Ray frowned awkwardly. Probably felt bad that my father died or something.
榊さん、次の組長でほぼ確定らしいわ
Yeah,
よ。
there's infighting going on for the spot.
でも、組長の座を狙ってるって言われてる人、もう一人いるじゃない？あのメガネの透かしてる方。あっち
Oh,
は来てないのかしら。
the guy in the video.
どうだろうな。俺は見てない。
Ray was referring to Tono Masami, the chief administrator of the Takasado Gumi. Sakaki and Tono were dramatically opposed in every way. As you might expect, they got along like oil and water. I looked in the direction of Kotaro had gone and saw a group of thuggish youths and guys in suits, all of them Takasado Yakuza probably.
やっぱりライバル同士になるわけだから、顔を合わせたくないのかしらね。
俺に聞かれてもな。
I don't know, probably not. I gazed out at the group of gangsters. The nearby civilians were all giving them a wide berth. The smoke that rose from the group was a swirl of muddy colors. You didn't need to have special powers to know to avoid them. Then I heard Taku calling for me, and I turned my attention back to the task at hand. I knew that would happen when they announced that the old guy died. Once the long line of people finally dwindled, I was mercifully cut loose. Just past 2, I stood in the shade of a tree a short distance from the event space, taking a smoke break. As I stared around absently, I caught sight of a familiar man. He was wearing a gray suit and talking to a guy in charge of the charity event. I was like, Sakaki? He seemed to sense my gaze. He looked over his shoulder at me, then came walking straight away. Oh, hi!
Oh, Toa じゃねえか。
Hi, Sakaki. Sakaki was the Takasato Gumi's second in command. Well, then shouldn't that be a given that he's the leader then? Given his position, the younger guys all feared him, but he was always pretty nice to me. His smoke was a vibrant green color.
お前はあれか。
What does that mean?
村瀬さんのお付き合いか。
ああ、さっき小太郎たちと会った。
ああ、そうか。
He
slid both hands into the pockets of his slacks and looked around.
まあ、たまにはこういうのもきちんと見に来ねえとな。カジノだ、セレブだってそんなことばかりやってたら足元がふらついちまうからよ。今日日、俺たちも後ろぐらい商売だけじゃやってけねえんだ。これからは企業としての体裁も整えていかねえとってやつだ。
Gotta keep up them appearances. He shrugged off my absent response and grinned.
なんか困ったことがあったらいつでも来いよ。最大限のバックアップをしてやるからよ。映画ってのはそう長くは続かねえもんだ。いつ何時戦争が起こるかわからねえからな。なんだ。
Okay.
それとお前。
He leaned in to whisper in my ear.
親父の葬儀来なかったな。
Why should I never even met the guy?
行くわけな。
だよな。
Exactly. Why would I?
お前はそう言って分かっちゃいるんだが。
There was a suggestive pause as he rubbed his neck.
まい。じゃあな。
Like, I think he would have more of a response if you died than his biological dad they never met before. He'd probably cut the conversation short and walked off with a wave. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know him.
あ、トア、いた。
Hi, Ray. How are you? Right, as he left, Ray ran up behind me. Hi, Ray.
何？榊さんと話してたの？
Oh, you know Sakaki too?
別に挨拶だけ。
そう。
Squinting dubiously, he watched Sakaki disappear into the distance.
あの人もよくわかんない人よね。妙に人情派っていうか、トアをすっごく構うし、息子の面倒を見る父親って感じ。
Because he's secretly his real father. He knocked up his boss's mistress.
ガキの頃からの付き合いだし。
He pretty much was your dad, dude.
まあ、それもそうか。そういえば、もう一人のメガネの透かした方はやっぱり来てないみたい。
でかいのが揃いも揃って邪魔だよ。
Is that our old lady? Out of nowhere, a mountain of styrofoam containers appeared, interrupting us.
だ、何かと思ったら、おばあちゃん。
It is Candy Granny. It's my favorite lady. I love her. Hi, how are you? Beneath the mountain of styrofoam was the old lady who ran Hachimas. I love her. She's my favorite character. She held her container and she glanced up at us sharply. But as soon as she laid eyes on Ray, her expression softened slightly.
なんだよあんた。いたのかい。
Hi.
いたわよ。みんなのお手伝いに来たの。
So cute. Oh my gosh.
まあ、人手は大いに越したことはないからね。
でしょ？おばあちゃんたちの何倍も働けるから、どんどん行ってちょうだい。
ああ、助かるよ。
Ray had a massive sweet tooth, so she So he was always buying things at Tajima's. Because of that, the old lady seemed to have taken a liking to him.
おばあちゃん、それ
But
大丈夫？
she's so sweet.
持とうか？
He's being sugary sweet to her too. Oh my gosh.
いや、これぐらいどうってことないよ。他を手伝いな。
わかったわ。でも気をつけてね。
ああ。
As she slowly pottered off, Ray waved goodbye and then turned back to me.
イベントは16時までだからもうすぐ終わりよ。そろそろタクのところへ戻りましょう。
Can't it just be the two of us? Can't we just leave together? Please? No? Oh. Together we started walking. Before long, we found Taku slumped on a bench, his hands folded on his stomach, looking up at the sky.
Oh.
Up, Taku. When he spotted us, he forced himself upright. Fatigue etched deeply into the lines of his face.
お疲れ様。忙しすぎてあっという間に時間経っちゃったわね。
本当にな。お前たち何か食べたか？残り物ならまだあるみたいだな。
Apparently Toa never eats.
私はさっきもらって少し食べたわ。トアは？
いや。
Go eat some food, Toa. Pulled a pack of cigarettes from the back pocket of my jeans.
まさかあんたのご飯それ？もう。
He's so cute. Oh my gosh. Ray shot me a disappointed look as I lit one up. I would no.
どう？
Bro. I looked over in response to my name. Then Taku jerked his head and pointed at something. Looked in the direction he indicated. Saw Sakaki standing with Kotaro, Mayu, and Eiji.
さっきあいつらと話してただろ。
Yeah.
ああ、話しかけられたから。
What I do? What am I being accused of?
昔からの顔見知りだから付き合いやすいんだろうが、あまり深く関わるなよ。
そうね。いつトラブルに巻き込まれるかわかんないし。
No, I can't control Toa too much. Ray nodded, frowning. I looked away and didn't say anything. It's not like I started to chat with them. They talked to me first. Oh, hello, puppy. You want pets? Oh, okay, sorry. I wasn't trying to get in with any of them. They wanted to talk to me, so I responded, that's all. I was pretty sure Taku understand that, but because he was so paranoid about the Takasato Gumi, he kept nagging me over and over. Ironic considering how many gangsters he treated at his own clinic.
あ、ねえ、今日はルーストに来るの？
Huh?
多分。
Probably.
さ、店長が珍しいお酒を仕入れたから、トアに飲んでみてほしいって言ってたわよ。あまり万人受けしない味らしいんだけど、あんたならいけるんじゃないかって。
I was generally willing to drink just about anything alcoholic, so if he wanted me to try something, I was down for it.
今晩お待ちしております。
Ray pressed one hand to his chest and bowed like a humble butler.
あまり飲みすぎるなよ。
Nah, don't tell me what to do, Taku.
私が見張るから任せて。
Okay. So cute. Ignoring their banner, I looked out at the setting sun and exhaled a lungful of cigarette smoke. So damn. Alright. How did I get to... Okay. Let's save. Okay, save here. Okay. Alright. Yes. Saving. Okay. I'm gonna end this episode here. Oh, I love Ray so far. So I think we've only met 2 options? But Ray's so cute. Oh my gosh. His sugary sweetness, I love him. So I'm definitely gonna try to do his route. Taku's, I like Taku's a great character too, but he's not really like my type. So I'm gonna end it here. We'll continue it next time, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully YouTube doesn't remove this because of the content. I'll try to edit it as best as I can so they don't remove it. So and we haven't gotten into any of the H scenes yet, so I'm looking forward to those. I'll see how much I can show or allow in that. I might have to like cut it out completely, which I really hope I don't, because I don't want to. But I'll do. If I ever start a Patreon, I'll have the unedited versions of it. So, anywho, I like this game so far. The main character's kind of a douchebag, which is actually kind of funny to me. But yeah, I hope it continues to get better. Plot point so far is whatever, but I like the characters, so we'll see. And I like the art style, I like the artwork, but then again, I like dramatical error or murder as well, so you know. But anyway, without me mumbling and talking anymore, see you guys next time. Bye bye.